Emma. So today I'm going to be filming a super exciting video. This trend has been going around a lot and I really wanted to do it. It's going to be reacting to your guys' assumptions about me. So I think this is a super cool concept just because I feel like it's so easy to make assumptions about people based on their social media profiles and things like that, and I want you guys to know that my life is not as perfect as it seems by any means. Also, I just got back from college to find that my ring light was broken, so sorry if the lighting is a little bit different. I'm going to work on getting another one very soon. So without further ado, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. It's gonna be pretty juicy. I'm really excited, and yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first assumption that I got a lot is that I'm rich, and this could not be further from the truth. I grew up in a middle-class family. I never had anything handed to me. I always had to work for what I had, and living in Orange County, this was super rough because this is a very affluent county and people are just very wealthy over here, and a lot of my friends from school would just be handed things, especially when they turned 16. People got really nice cars and I had to buy my own car and just things like that. And contrary to what you might believe, I would not have a car if I didn't buy one for myself. That's where I'm going with this. I'm not rich. Nothing has ever been handed to me. And as for myself, if I'm rich, the answer to that is also no. I am very lucky to earn money doing something that I love doing. But as a college student, there are so many expenses. You guys will learn when you go to college. It is so expensive. It's not just the tuition, it's the housing, it's the food, it's the transportation, it's the textbooks, it's a ton of things. And for me, since I'm in a sorority, it's also Greek life. So the money I earn goes directly toward college. That was a very long answer to a short question, but no, I am not rich. Another one that I got a lot is that I'm a straight A student, or that I get super good grades, or that I'm really smart. And while grades have always been super important to me and I've always put my studies first, I have not always gotten straight A's. Throughout high school, I did mostly get straight A's. I got a couple B's here and there, but I will say my first quarter grades in college were the worst that they've ever been. They were not like terrible, but they were they weren't great. Let's just put it that way. And it's not that I tried any less hard in college, it's just that the rigor of the classes is amplified, and also the classes are weighted differently. I had one class where my whole entire grade was 50% of my midterm and 50% of my final, so that just goes to show you how difficult it can be. And then there's also like a lot of distractions, like living in a dorm and just having new friends and different activities. So yeah, I'm working on getting my grades up this quarter, but I will say college was a little bit of a slap in the face, and I wasn't expecting that. So my grades are not perfect by any means, but I'm working on it. Another assumption I got a lot is that I party a lot. So the answer is I really don't like to party. I never have. In high school, I didn't go to a single college party. And now that I'm in college and like partying is such a big part of the social scene, I've been to like a couple here and there, but I really don't like them. And every time I go, I just want to go home. I just don't like the way people act at parties. And this doesn't go for everyone, but just usually if you go to a party, it's super loud, super sweaty, people are acting crazy, and like, I don't know, it's just not really my scene. And most of my closest friends in college are like the same way, and we have so much fun like doing other things. The next assumption is that I smoke weed, and I don't know, this could not be further from the truth, but this is like going back to that last assumption. I really don't party. It's not that I have anything against it, it's just not my cup of tea. And I've never really shared this on my channel, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but substance abuse does run in my family, so I'm just super careful about not getting involved in that just because I know it runs in my family. So yeah, I have never smoked weed, I have never smoked a cigarette, I have never even hit a jewel. None of that. This is another one I got a lot. It's that I secretly have a boyfriend, and the answer to this is no. If I were dating someone, I probably would keep it like pretty quiet for at least the beginning part of the relationship, just in case like it doesn't last. But I would always share that with you guys like once it became serious. But I'm not even dating anybody right now. I have gone on a couple dates in college, but nothing has really gone anywhere. Another one that I got a lot, or like variations of this, is that I'm not the same on and off camera, or that I can be rude off camera. And then I also had people say that I'm the same on camera that I am off camera, so I just got variations of this assumption. And I like to think I'm the same on and off camera, and I've actually had multiple of my friends like make comments to me like, you really like don't change like once the camera turns off. Like what you see is what you get. So that's not me saying that. I like to be real with you guys, and I think like what I show you on camera is how I am in real life. The next assumption is that I eat out a lot. This one is definitely true and definitely something I'm trying to work on for 2019. If you guys are familiar with Cal Poly SLO, the college that I go to, the food is not the best. There are very few options, and basically like the only healthy option is like salads and wraps, and that can get very repetitive like day after day. So I do eat out a lot just because I get really sick of the food. Yeah, it's not super healthy and I am trying to work on it. The next assumption is that I really like my body, and I am not gonna lie to you, body confidence is probably the biggest thing I struggle with. And yes, I naturally have a pretty thin frame, but I'm not like as toned as I want to be, and especially like looking at people on social media, it's so hard to feel happy in your own skin. So I do struggle a lot with body confidence. I really want to get to a point where I'm confident in my body, but I will put on clothes sometimes and just feel really gross. Yeah, I don't think I have a bad body by any means. I'm just like not where I want to be yet, so I do struggle with that, even if you might not see that on social media. The next assumption is that I want a BF ASAP. And I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of true. I'm not like desperately seeking out a boyfriend, but I've never had a boyfriend. I'm really ready to like have that experience. Not even to call it an experience, just I'm ready to like have that special someone in my life, and I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I can give those things to someone, if that makes sense. I totally don't need a guy to complete me by any means. I just feel like it would be really nice to have that special someone in my life. I am not gonna settle for someone. I'd much rather be single than be unhappy, so yeah. The next assumption is that I got mad when my friends got into USC and I didn't. This could not be further from the truth. I can only speak for myself here, but when you're really close to someone, you share happiness with them. And so for me, when my friends got into USC and I saw how excited they were, that was independent from my sadness of getting rejected, if that makes sense. I was so happy for them, and they totally worked for it and deserve it. There was no animosity or jealousy there at all. You don't plan on ever moving out of California. This is not true. I do love California, and I probably will end up living here all or most of my life. But I am so open to living elsewhere. I think there's so many beautiful places in the world. And for all of you who want to live in California, yes, the weather is nice, but I will say people aren't as kind here as I've noticed in like Texas or Washington. And just people, I don't know, people tend to be more stuck up here. And that's not like a generalization, just like something I've noticed. I definitely see myself living in like Seattle or Texas or New York or even abroad. I am so open to like seeing what else there is. So yeah, we'll see. The next assumption kind of goes back to the USC one. It says you're going to your dream school after 2 years at Cal Poly, and I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I've really surprisingly gotten over that whole like dream school rejection. It's really like not my dream school anymore. And now that I go to Cal Poly, I really can't see myself anywhere else. So no, I do not plan on going there or transferring. I plan on staying here all 4 years. I really like it, and I couldn't imagine leaving my friends. The next assumption is that I'm always cheerful, I'm always happy, and I feel like I am a pretty optimistic person, but I'm definitely not always happy. I have a lot of struggles in my own personal life, a lot of insecurities I have to overcome, and then the biggest one is like stress from college. That definitely takes a toll on my mental health sometimes, and I'm not even gonna lie, just last night I started crying because I realized like how many deadlines I had, and like, so yeah, college is stressful and I'm definitely not always happy. I actually surprisingly got a lot of people saying I'm not a natural blonde and that I dye my hair blonde. And no, I am a natural blonde. I do dye my hair like different shades of blonde, but I've always been like a super golden blonde, and now I'm more like an icy blonde. You guys may or may not know this, but as you get older, it naturally gets darker if you have naturally blonde hair. So that's what happened to me. I had super golden blonde hair, and then it started to get more ashy. And it happened to my friend Nora too. She had like bright blonde hair, like almost white, and now it's like ashy now that she's like 18 and in college. So you do have to like keep up with it, and yeah, I've just like changed the shade a little bit, but I am a natural blonde. The next assumption is that your parents went through a difficult divorce and because of it, it made you a stronger person. And this is definitely true, but I also don't want to disregard like how it affected me in a negative way, and I don't blame my parents at all for getting divorced. That was obviously like the right decision for them, but I don't want to downplay like how hard it is as a child when your parents get divorced. I was 7 years old, and like I don't really even remember my parents being together like all that much, so I've kind of like grown up like with them separated, and that has like changed me in a lot of ways, and it's definitely made me more independent and have like a thicker skin. But even to this day, I'm almost 19, so it's been like 12 years now. It still hurts knowing that I don't have that whole family, that my family is separated, and I'm not ever gonna have that. I might have that in the future, like with my own family, but I'm not gonna have it with like my immediate family. So that still is something that I struggle with, and it's definitely hard, like seeing my friends who have their parents together, and when they go home for the holidays, it's like all of them. That's really tough, but I will say in a lot of ways it has made me a stronger person. You'll be married and have kids by the time you're 25. I highly doubt that, just because I'm already like almost 19 and I've never even like dated anyone yet. I feel like I probably won't be at that point at 25, and that'll be like 3 years after I graduate college, but who knows, we'll see. Never say never. You're insecure about your looks. True. I don't even know like how to get into this, but it's true, yeah. You miss high school. False. I do not miss high school at all. The only thing I'd say I miss about high school was like having a car and like my school being so close to my house. I think I definitely took that for granted, because now it's like if I want to come home, I have to like actually figure out like how I'm gonna get home, and it's like a 4 to 5 hour drive, or it's like an 8-hour train ride. It's a lot more complicated, but I really don't miss anything about high school. I feel like it was like really cliquey and there was a lot of drama, and I feel like college people are just so much more mature. There's a lot more freedom. It's great. Alright you guys, so those are all of the assumptions that I'm going to react to today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little bit more about me, and hopefully this goes to show that you really can't make assumptions just based on what you see on social media. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!